FNCS qualifiers are now officially over, and now we have the main event, FNCS Grand Finals, happening literally tomorrow as the day I'm recording this. So today I'm going to break down who qualified, who didn't qualify, and break down my top 10 predictions on who I think is going to make FNCS Grand Finals the best thing that's ever happened. Let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. Starting off on NA in Group 1, we have Oliver, OG, Blake, and Diego plays. They won the first game in Group 1. And I'm gonna be honest, they definitely did outperform my expectations because I don't think a lot of people managed to expect them to win the first game. It was only like a 4-elim win, but hey, a qual is a qual at the end of the day. Game 2 was won by Taki, SU, and Vert. Game 3 was won by Buka, Threats, and Craze. Game 4 was won by Aviu, Gmai, and Rise. And then game 5 was won by Acorn, Agers, and Poyo with some very interesting gameplay throughout the entire group stage, but hey, we're not going to talk about it. So going down the rest of the list, we have Void, Broken, and King, Power, Blue, and Xanda, Aiden, Carillion, and Hound, Rebels, Master, Gray, and Preston, and then Liam, Draves, E, and Madden. If I had to pick one team to be like the dominant team in this group, of course it has to be Agers, Acorn, Poyo. However, there could be some unfortunate events for this team that I will talk about later when I get to my FNCS Grands predictions. Moving on to Group 2, still at NA, we have Visuals, Braze, and Mish winning Game 1, Kanaya, Rapid, and Bolts winning Game 2. Now, fun fact about this team, they were actually, before group stages started, they were actually the only team to win their first game in their group up until this group, of course, which was won by Visuals, Braze, and Mish. But they did win the second game. In third game, we had Mason, Gold, and Chimp. Then we had Slepsy, Zalkis, and Batman Joe winning the fourth game. And then we had Seek, Donnie, and Joji winning their fifth game. Then going on to consistency, we had Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo, Phaser King, and PH Zin, Cole, Monty, and Scuffies, Skills, Bryce, and Dash, and then Scarebear, Cautious, and Magma. And of course, if I had to pick a dominant team, it of course has to be Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo. Now, if you wanted to, I guess you could make a case of Kanaya, Rapid, and Bolts being the best team in this group, but they did only play 2 games, so there was not really a good way to tell. However, at the same time, they did get second place and won the second game in their group, so only time will have to tell. In the third group, however, in the very final group, we had Aoxy, Jojo, Fishy, and Pikes. I don't even know how to say that name. However, they won the first game. Who won the second game was Noxy, Ozo, and Veer. Reed, Cooper, Curly winning game 3. Game 4 was won by Curve, Josh, and Tyler. Now, fun fact, Josh was actually that one kid that Clicks actually bought a PC for. So, very interesting turn of events. And then in game 5, we have Sinel, Cam, and Osid. Now, going on through the rest of the list, we had Ritual, Cole, and Purebot, Cyclops, H-Cube, and Velx, Fredbot, Aaron, and Kaplier, Enough, Salt, and Smiley, and then Aimray, Gary, and Angel. And of course, I don't think it needs to be discussed that Ritual, Cole, and Purebot were the best team in this entire group. However, moving on to last chance qualifiers, we do have some big names that actually needed to win a game. 2 of them being Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx, and the others being Edgy, Dukes, and I think it was Chance, I believe his name is. I honestly forgot. However, in game 1 was won by Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx, getting a pretty interesting game win reaction.
Yeah, well.
Full turn on height.
Yeah, 3 seconds there. Yeah.
Attack is on, attack is on, attack is on, attack is on.
Do you have match shadow?
Yeah, take match, please.
Dead.
I'm not keeping anyone on my siphon.
Alive still?
Just die now,
I'm gonna check your first rock, please. Okay. Hey, take the pistol just in case you need it.
Dead. Sorry.
Okay.
I kill him.
Nice, top 4, bro.
He's
What, you need anything?
Yo, I'm gonna keep on me. To the cave.
Okay.
I got my kill.
Top 4. Come on, Sphinx. All solos, you got this shit, baby. Top 30. All solos. Chug out there.
Is it? I think I'm checking my body too.
On your body?
Back
Pop check it. Yeah,
Top 2.
It's just one cave.
Still have another man
Pop
miss.
Menace, yeah. Pop it,
I
pop
want
it.
to cape first.
He's caping on you.
Oh, you freeze.
Cape.
Escape, escape.
We're crazy!
In game 2, that was won by Havoc, Silic, and Jargu. And in the very last game, it was won by Naps, Cyrilus, and then I don't even know how to say that last name. Now, of course, we do have still some big names that failed to qualify to grand finals, like Edgy, Dukes, and Chance. Now, unfortunately, this was Edgy's very last tournament playing, so rest in peace for Edgy's competitive Fortnite career. Now, he actually got second place to the Game 3 real winners. Now, speaking of them, they are contesting Acorn, Agers, and Poyo in grand finals, so it's going to be very interesting how that's going to turn out. Now, moving on to my top 10 FNCS NA Grand Finals predictions. In 10th place, we have Skills, Rice, and Dash. Now, this is kind of a wild card team, so please kind of take this with a grain of salt. I'm not expecting much out of them. They are landing resistance baits, contesting Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx, so I can't really see this going well for them. If I had to take a prediction, I feel like it's gonna go pretty even, going either 6-6 or 5-7 to Muzz's team. But hey, we're just gonna have to see how the weekend goes. In 9th place, I have Aviv, G-Money, and Rise. Now, they are uncontested on Post Enclave, I think it was. And however, that is very far away from where zones unfortunately pull. So it is going to be kind of difficult, but they have shown their potential in the group stages. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out for them. In 8th place, we have our first team that is already qualified for LAN, which is Visuals, Brazen, and Minish. Now, the reason why I'm placing them this low on the leaderboard is because they haven't really showed that many impressive placements. But we're just gonna have to see how this all plays out. 7th place, I have Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx. Now, like I said again, they are getting contested by Skills, Rice, and Dash. So I'll see them doing making that qualified range to land. But they are a really good team. So I have a feeling the games that they do make it all spawn, they're gonna play really well in their end games. 6th place, we have one of the players I am predicting to qualify for LAN and continue their FNCS Grand Final streak. Of course, that being Canada, Rapid, and Bolts. They have placed 1st and 4th place in the only 2 division clubs this season, and they have been really consistent throughout all the FNCS qualifiers. So we're just going to see how this is going to play out for them. In 5th place, we have our first non-NA team, with that being Phaser, PHZen, and King. Now, I honestly really liked how this team has been playing ever since the break happened. They have been playing extremely well, so we're just got to see how this played out. Now, they don't really have a lot to lose. They are just mainly here for practice because they do already have a LAN spot secured. So we're just gonna see how that plays out. In 4th place, I have Clicks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. In 4th place, we had Booga, Threats, and Craze. Also, another team that is trying to qualify for LAN. However, I feel like this season is the season that they're gonna do it, placing 4th place. Now, they have placed 4th and a 3rd in the only 2 Div Cups this season, so pretty decent performances. However, after the summer break, they kind of been struggling a little bit, but I have a feeling they are going to lock in for grands, and this is going to be the season that they're going to win. Now, in 3rd place, we have I'm gonna be honest, the third to 1st range is honestly really difficult, so just please take this with a grain of salt. In 3rd place, we have Agers, Acorn, and Poyo. Cash Cup winners, who pretty much dominated Peterbot off spawn, and they have probably they're going to get 2 of the medallions every game, with the 49% chance island spawn near Foxy Floodgate, and probably the Mythic Spire AR. So you have to expect them to win grand finals, but at the same time they are contested. But however, it is by a not well-rounded team, So we're just gonna see how that plays out. In second place, I have Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot. Once again, they have got dominated off spawn by Pollo. However, they have moved over to Brutal Boxcars, which is another good drop. So we're just got to see how this plays out. Now, I don't think they're going to be pulling off the dominant performance that everyone's used to, because they have recently switched to the Surge Train meta. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. And in a very, even though after Pollo and Peterbot stop contesting each other, I still do think Clix, Higgs, and Yamso still have the chance to finally win their first FNCS Grand Finals. They have the most broken POI on the map that keeps on getting buffed, which feels like every single week, by the way. And they have a great surge strategy, and they are one of the most consistent teams. They have gone third place in Major 1, second place in Major 2, and Major 3 could be the chance that they finally win their first FNCS. Moving on to EU, now I'm going to be honest, this might be just as insane as NA. So in Group 1, who qualified was of course Vayne, Pixie, and Marius, no surprise there. Vidal, Cringe, and Volko, who've honestly been looking really good throughout the summer break. They have been grinding, making sure they could max out their potential to qualify for LAN. Then we have Ghost, Hyper, and Julie, Wheat, Nefrisi, and Sade. I don't even know how to say that name. And then Chulux, Teeny, and Skivy. Now, throughout the rest of the Group 1 qualifiers, we had Dynus, Giraz, and Frenetic, Raxistine, Tino, Pablo, and Fredoxy, Perquake, I don't even know how to say that name, and then Loki, Sangil, and QB. Now, moving on to Group 2, we have Contri, Predage, and Finnick, Pix, Darm, and Demas, Plays, I think that's how you say that name, Sayaka and Panzer, Snazy, Isa, Clement, Pink Walks, Malabuka, Hris, Tation, and Chicho, Lucia, Fastroki, and then Focus, Mixin, and Apple. Now moving on to Group 3, we have Clown, Gabix, and Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache, CZB, Nathan, and Axe Force, Artist, Chien, Texer, and Mappy, Akira, Kruma, and Rex, Chicho, Feno, and Flixie, Pink, Nebs, Akiro, Split, Karma, and Sieto, and then Chap, Mr. Savage, and Rezon. Now moving on to the last chance qualifiers, this is where a bunch of the heartbroken stuff comes in. We have iDrop, Hari, and Kimmy winning game 1. I don't even know how to say Howley, who won game 2, and then Kylie, who won game number 3, which means we have quite a bit of people not qualifying for FNCS this season. One of the big ones being Shark, who actually got in 3 second places in their 3 games that they played in the last chance qualifier, so very unfortunate for him. Another team that did qualify for grand finals was Mongol, Heido, and I forgot who the other person is, but Mongol unfortunately didn't even qualify for the last chance qualifier finals. And another big name was Sky Scroll at Thomas HD, which makes it Thomas's second grand finals that he has failed to qualify for, which means we are not going to see Thomas HD for LAN. And you just gotta feel bad for Thomas, man. He was actually 1 place off for qualifying for grand finals in Group 1, but unfortunately couldn't get the job done. But hey, it is how the game works sometimes, and sometimes you're not gonna get what you expected. Now moving on to my top 10, the people who I think are qualifying for LAN and placing good in general. Starting off at 10th place, I have Say, Yapko, and Panzer. They are getting Lone Wolf Lair completely uncontested, and I think they are planning to play well throughout FNCS. So we're just gonna see how this team plays out. In 9th place, I have Pink, Neb, Sekiro, one of my guaranteed locks to qualify to the global championship. They are having an uncontested first order base, and they have been pretty consistent. They've placed 4th place and 6th place throughout the only 2 div cups, and overall just been grinding from there. In 8th place, I have Chap, Mr. Savage, and Rezon. I need to see this team place well. Okay, they have now been completely uncontested, potentially, don't know yet. By they're completely uncontested. They're not contested by anyone. There was originally going to be a Tripcon by Focus, mixing an Upple and I forgot, and Rax's team, but they have decided to leave, which means Mr. Savage now has a completely uncontested drop spot. So we're just got to see how this plays out. Now they are kind of splitting the POI between Ghost, Hyper, Julie. So we're just got to see how that plays out. In 7th place, I have Vidil, Cringe, and Vocal. They are landing at Outpost Enclave. I know it says they're landing at the split drop, but realistically, they are landing at Outpost Enclave to surprise Snazy, Icy, and Clement. And I do still think they could pull off the Grand Qual, the land qual. So we're just got to see how that plays out. In 6th place, we have a team that's already qualified for land, and that is Rich Tasty and Cheat Show, completely uncontested at Crime City. They have placed 7th place in the last grand finals, and I think they placed 7th place in the Major 1. So we're just got to see how this team plays out. And 5th place could come back to bite me, which is Pick, Storm, and Demas. Literally getting contested by Howley. I hope this team manages to place well. I mean, they are already qualified for land, but still, we're just got to see how this plays out for them. In 4th place, we have Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache. Now, this team is going to be contesting Malibuca, Pink, and Wogs at Demon's Domain. However, this team, for some reason, does way better when they're con, and Malibuca has not been looking the greatest off spawn. However, we're just got to see how this plays out. In 3rd place, I have Vanya, Pixie, and Marius laying at Flood of Frogs, completely uncontested. Now, this team did win last grand finals from that draw spot. However, they were, well, I'm going to jump on the hype train. They were getting carried by the zone pulls, but I still do think they have a chance to win back-to-back grand finals, depending on how the zone goes. In 2nd place, we have Vico, Veno, and Flixie landing at Brule Box Cards. They are completely uncontested. Their draw spot actually got buffed with the new Memphis item, so we're just got to see how that plays out. And then winning FNCS, I still do believe Tino, Pablo, and Ferdoxy could win FNCS Grand Finals this season and pretty much be known as the scariest off-spawn fighters of all time. Well, that's it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.